everyone. I just wanted to make a quick video and kind of go over the Unit 3 essay portion of our paper, right? A lot of you have already started on your PSAs, or at least you should have. You should have at least one done at this point. That's what we just did, peer reviews on this week. And now that you have kind of a good feel for that, you can start working on your other three. In fact, you need to finish your other three before you can write your draft. Okay, a lot of people might struggle like, oh man, how do I make 4 different PSAs on the same argument? There are a couple of things that you can do. One is you can change your audience for each PSA. As long as you kind of keep the same argument that you're trying to make, just try to appeal to different audiences. That's one way to do it. You could also use different appeals. For example, in one you could use pathos. You can kind of use imagery as in like sad faces, right? Or bold statements that people would really be attracted to. Or you can go the other direction and use logos for another one, which would appeal more like using statistics and things like that to gain your reader's interest. So kind of play around with those. Try to use different kind of methods to see which one you feel works best. But at the end of the day, all 4 of them need to be different from each other, right? They shouldn't be very similar. They should each have a different impact on the audience. And you can use those resources that are in Unit 3 Important Info to help get you to 4 different PSAs. Okay, once you have your 4 different PSAs, you will need to get started on the written portion of this assignment. Okay, this is not a research paper. You already did the research in Unit 2. This is all about the visual argument, so we're going to have 2 parts to this essay. The first part focuses on talking about or reflecting on your design choices. You need to go through what design choices you made and why, and the impact that you're hoping that it has on the audience. There are questions in the prompt to help guide your thinking here. And I also have an outline for you in Unit 3 Important Info that will kind of show you what should kind of go in each of those paragraphs. My recommendation is to take it one PSA at a time. Really tell us about, why you chose the colors that you chose, why you chose the images that you did, the wording that you chose, even the different placements of pictures. Any design choice you made needs to be noted in the reflection. Okay, talk about why you made the choices that you made. Okay, once you're done going through all of your PSAs, you'll then kind of reflect back on, okay, how do these PSAs communicate my argument differently than my Unit 2 essay did, right? The written argument. How are those the same or different? Okay, kind of have a quick reflection on that as well. Then to end your paper, you should be making an argument on which PSA is the strongest and why. Which one do you think is most effective? And give us evidence, right? You want to convince us that I chose this as the most effective essay for these reasons, right? This is why I feel like it is the best PSA out of all of them. Okay, it is an argument. You need to provide evidence. And to do that, you also need to point out the weaknesses in the other PSAs, right? What are the strengths of the one that you chose, and what are the weaknesses of the ones that you didn't choose, right? That should help really build you a strong argument for your chosen PSA. Again, no research is being done, so no sources really need to be cited. However, you do need to cite any images that you use, right? Unless it's something like clip art or something that you drew yourself, right? If you got it from the internet, you need to cite it, including the Canvas website. Cite those images. Okay, and you also need to cite any like statistics. Let's say that you chose to put a statistic in the PSA and you're talking about that statistic. I chose to use this statistic to really gain readers' interest, blah, blah, blah. You need to tell us where that statistic came from, right? So you would cite it that way, but you're not using any research to make an argument. You're just using sources, again, for images, or if you put any statistics within your PSAs. Otherwise, it's just a reflection and an argument of which PSA is the best and why. Highly recommend looking at the outline. That should make this writing process really easy. You just need to have 4 pages, and it should go by really quick by explaining all of your design choices. And I also recommend looking at the student example because it's really well done. It meets all the criteria of the assignment. I'll also be posting a breakdown of the rubric, so you guys can check that out. But it's pretty much everything that I just covered. So if you have any further questions about this, please let me know. I'd be happy to help.